Bueno, welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Marissa. So for today's video, I'm kind of doing that second part of how to get over a breakup. That part when I was talking about getting back into a relationship that you really shouldn't be getting back into. We're going to be focusing on that today, guys. So before I jump into things, I do want to say that this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. You can take it. You can listen to it. You cannot take it. You cannot listen to it. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help you realize stuff that may be a little bit hard to realize right now, because you're kind of like blind with the fact that you want to be with that person and that, you know, you want that security, but at the same time you got to do what's best for you. You know what I mean? So I'm doing this for the best interest for you. At the end of the day, never settle, and you always want to be happy with whatever decision that you make, because, you know, like, you don't want to be miserable. And you know what? Let me just get right into it. So the first thing that you want to do when you're thinking about getting back together with somebody is definitely make that pros and cons list. I talked about this in my last video when you wanted to break up with somebody, but if you want to get back together with them, definitely make that pros and cons list. What's the good thing about getting back together with them? What's the bad thing about getting back together with them? And your pros and cons list can't be like easy stuff. I would say exclude any physical touch, any physical gifts, stuff like that. Put stuff like, for a pro, like, he keeps me on task, he keeps me, or she keeps me on task, she keeps me on my toes, she keeps me motivated, you know, stuff like that on the pros. On the cons, you can say he doesn't really text me much anymore, the spark is really not there, stuff like that. All the physical stuff, just leave that for another list. When that pros list outweighs your cons, then obviously, you know, get back together with them. You made a drastic decision for whatever reason that you did, but you want to make sure that you're happy with the outcome. Now, if your cons outweighs your pros and you still kind of want to get back together with them, this is what you need to do. The first thing that you have to do is communicate. I talk about this a lot in my last two videos. Communication is everything. Now, in terms of communication, when wanting to get back together with that person, you're going to want to talk to them about why you guys broke up in the first place. You need to talk about all of the bad things that happened. You need to talk about some of the good things that happened. You need to talk about why the bad things happened, and you need to talk about why the good things happened. Another thing that you can also do is, if you really want to get back together, if the both of you really want to try it, really want to work it out, then ask each other, what can I do to be that person that you need me to be? You know, what can I do? How can I show you? I really want to be there for you and I really love you, but you have to show me what you need from me in order for us to work. You know, you want to have that same balance. You want to be on the same level with each other. Now, there are different reasons to break up, and there are different reasons on getting back together. Let's just say you guys broke up because somebody cheated, and you want to get back together because you've forgiven them and whatnot. The reason why you broke up with them is because, like, you know, you can't trust them, you know? That's the only reason I could think you break up with somebody who cheats on you, you know? Because the trust is not there, you know? Like, they're doing something with somebody else. So they have to build your trust. You have to build their trust. You guys have to work on this together, and that's where the communication comes in. You have to communicate. Like, I don't want to say what are you doing at all times, but you have to communicate to each other in the terms of what drove you to, you know, cheat on that person. What drove you to talk to that person? Why did you feel that why did you feel that they were what you needed at that time? You know, that's what, you know, it sounds hard to hear, but it's what your partner needs to know. You know, you have to be honest. You have to communicate to each other, because if you don't, you know, you're just gonna be unhappy and you're gonna break up, and you don't know if it could have worked or not if you would have just talked to each other about it. But that's the thing, people are very, very different. So you could have a very outspoken person who is so open about their feelings, and then you can have a very reserved person who just, no matter what, is not gonna just talk about their feelings. They're gonna keep it inside. You know, sometimes that kind of happens. So it's just really up to you. If you and your partner really want to make this relationship work, you have to be open to talk about things. You have to be open to making things better and to making the relationship work. Now, another scenario could be something like, maybe you guys had a kid and you broke up after the kid was born or whatever. It doesn't even matter if the kid was just born, if you're pregnant with the kid, or if the kid is like a couple years old. It doesn't matter. And you want to stay together for the kid's sake. I feel like the only thing when it comes to like having a kid and like being in a relationship with each other, the only thing that's important for the kid is like making sure that the kid is okay. Y'all don't necessarily have to be together if you really can't work it out with each other. You know what I mean? Like if you're really unhappy with each other, there's no way you're gonna bring up the kid in a happy environment, because if y'all are constantly arguing, if y'all are constantly fighting, that is definitely not a healthy environment that the kid should be around. I would just say, if you have a kid and you're trying to just be together and you're trying to get back together and be there for the kid's sake, don't do that. Just do it for your sake. So there are definitely more examples that I would have to think about, that I would have to bring up, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about getting back together into a relationship that's doomed, basically. One way that you can figure out if you're getting back together into a relationship that's doomed is if you've broken up, gotten back together, broken up again, 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 gotten back together. Okay, you see what I mean? Like if your breakup and makeup has become a song, then you definitely need to just pump the brakes for a second. And if you're really thinking about getting back together with this person, really think about it. This is when you have to think about, okay, let's stop thinking about why we need to get back together, but let's start thinking about what's going on. You know, why are we breaking up? Why do we constantly break up? What is making this happen? If we really want to be with each other, there's no reason that we should break up. I'm a totally different human being. So for me, if we broke up the first time, if there's a reason why we broke up, we're gonna stay broken up. And that's what I'm saying. Like, trust me, there are times where, yeah, sure, I wanted to break up with my partner, but I didn't, because before I actually did that, I wanted to make sure that that was something that I wanted to do. If you really feel like you want to break up with this person, you better talk to your girlfriend or your boyfriend and like say, like, listen, like, something's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like we need to fix it. Don't make that drastic decision just yet if you still have strong feelings for that person, you know what I mean? Because you're not gonna break up, you're gonna get back together, you know what I mean? There are times where you can like have a break from each other, like you're still together but you're not necessarily broken up. Like you can definitely take a few days and just say, you know what, can I just like take some time to just like think? I haven't been feeling myself. I feel like we haven't been us for a second, and I still want to be with you, but I just want to take some time to like breathe. I need to take some time to meditate. I need to take some time to think about what I really want to do. If you're really thinking about breaking up with that person, you got to take time and say, is this something that I really want to do? Because you don't want to break up with them and then 5 minutes later get back together with them, or 5 days later get back together with them. You know what I mean? At some point you have to realize that maybe this person isn't for you. As hard as it is to hear, and I know it's hard, but can you still continue to keep going through the same BS every time you break up and you get back together? You break up and you get back together. That's pain. Every single time you break up, that's pain. Breakups are hard. Any breakup is hard. And the fact that you keep constantly doing it to yourself, how is that a good relationship? How is that something that you want to stay in? You know what I mean? Like I said, it's my opinion. I'm not necessarily wrong. I'm not necessarily right. But do what's best for you. Just back away from the toxic people in your life. But what do I know? I mean, you could be watching this, listening to me, really relating to what I'm saying, but then still be like, nah, fuck you. I'm still gonna stay with my boyfriend. I'm still gonna stay with my girlfriend. Hey, that's up to you. I'm not one to tell you, you know, to do something, because I'm not. It's all up to you. But I just want to say, like, as long as you're happy and as long as that's something that you can put up with every day, by all means, stay in that relationship, because obviously it's something that you want, because you continue to go back to it. So I'm not going to keep telling you to get out of a relationship that's bad for you and you're going to keep going back into it. I'm not going to keep wasting my voice, wasting my motivation for you to better yourself. As long as you're happy with whatever decision that you make, then I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of relationships where when you break up, you get back together and then you live happily ever after. There are. Those are the ones that I root for. Those are the ones that I'm like, yeah, woohoo. If you're in a relationship like that, again, it's all about communication. Talk about the good things, talk about the bad things, talk about what you guys need to work on as a couple. Talk about what's going on in your life that you feel is slowing down, what's going on in their life that they feel is slowing down. Communicate that to each other. Just talk to each other. That's all you have to do. Let that person know how you're feeling. Let that person know why you feel the way you feel. Because honestly, it makes you feel better. You form a connection, you form a close bond with that person. There's no greater feeling than sharing something that you like with the person that you love. I'm just rooting for you guys. If you guys are the people who are, you know, breaking up, having a bad time for whatever reason, but y'all are willing to get back together, y'all are willing to make it work, communicate to each other, talk to each other. That's the only way that you guys will live happily ever after, I swear. If you guys like this video, make sure you go ahead and give me that thumbs up. I hope that this was informative. I hope that I didn't rant too much. I feel like I did, but whatever. I hope that this was beneficial to you. Just keep that bond, keep that friendship, keep that closeness, and your relationship will be fine. Your relationship will work. Trust. If you guys want to see more of me and hear more of my relationship advice, then make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new videos every Friday. I will see you next week for more videos.